Welcome back, folks, to another episode of Firewood Doctor. Today I just wanted to talk a little bit about, some people wonder why I don't get as much work done as other channels do and all that, or I could be doing physically. I could keep up with a fair amount of those Firewood guys on YouTube. I just don't have it in me medically because I deal with anxiety and issues that arise from that. So when some people get anxiety, they could just want to totally shut down and just be away from everyone. Other people, it manifests itself into GI tract issues, which is what gets me. Once it gets going, there's no stopping it. You just have to let it run its course, figuratively and literally let it run its course. And and that happened to me today, because yesterday I had the anxiety and it still affected me 24 hours later. It's still affecting me, so hopefully it's calmed down now and I can get to work. And I'd really like to get that oak stack today. It's probably not going to happen today, but definitely tomorrow, because I'm going to finish working on this row here, then maybe add another pallet, then add more here, and then add onto that row, because the more air this gets, the faster it dries. So I have the same wood. I have this oak from the same pile. I checked the outside of it that I stacked in the mini woodyard video a week or two ago, whenever that really was. I've lost track. I got ahead on videos, so at least a week ago. And I checked the moisture yesterday. On the outside, it wouldn't even register, it was so dry. So I had to be in that 5-6% range to even register on the meter. It really hasn't rained much here in this area for a few weeks, so the fire danger is high. So I'm not burning any more of that bark and debris kindling, even bark and debris, even if it's just to get a fire going. I really don't want to do that. So I'm probably not going to have a campfire until the fire danger comes down, because it's in the high category around here. So the campground doesn't care too much about, doesn't think much of campfires when it's in the high category. If it's moderate, it's fine, but if it's high, they prefer that you be cooking or using it to stay warm outside, like you're having a party or something and you're keeping everyone warm, and so yeah, that anxiety. And then too, allergies. Oh my gosh, I got didn't realize what it was, but I figured it out later. And then, of course, a visit to the eye doctor this morning confirmed it. It's like, is the allergies that caused my eye to start throbbing, the one that had surgery like 5 weeks ago, and that started the anxiety. Then that started all the other issues. So it's like one thing after another. It just was not a good time for me. So yeah, that's all calmed down now. I take a daily over-the-counter allergy meds, and that wasn't enough. That pollen must have been outrageously bad for me to still be affected by it. So let's get going on this oak. Yeah. Be closer to the wood pile. Stack it, back the truck right up to it. Well, I didn't feel like reversing up to it. I just wanted to drive through and relax and take out as much stress as possible. I'd rather walk a few extra feet than keep, Firewood XYZ burning pyromaniac, or whatever you want to call yourself. They call yourselves the ones that are saying, get closer to the wood. I just find it relaxing to do it this way. In this particular moment, doing it this way is relaxing. And that's the key to fighting anxiety, is you learn to relax. And I'm one of the worst people out there as far as when it comes to relaxation goes. I want to get so much done, I induce my own anxiety attacks when I can't do it. You know, that's another problem I face, is that I know I can only do so much. And then I really get on myself for not being able to do what I know I can handle physically, you know. Physically handle. Medically, that's a different story, but physically, I can handle cutting up that rest of that oak in a day. Medically, not possible. Well, if it was small wood like that, cherry that I had at the old wood yard, yeah, I could probably burn through that in a day, no problem. Burn through it in a day, meaning cut it up with the saw. Now, as far as the kindling goes, that's, you know, that bark and debris. A lot of this stuff, once in a while you come across a really nice piece like this. When I'm loading up the truck to go stack it, I'll mix it in with the other firewood. Here's a piece that fell. I'll mix it in with the firewood and it just comes on what comes on. I'm not gonna take the time to sort through and bag it, spend all that time to bag it up for, you know, make a, you know, $100 off of all that kindling, if not even that, maybe $50 out of all that I would have made, possibly. Of any of the good stuff I could have salvaged, not worth the time. Now, if I had the time and nothing better to do, say like I cut the wood, split it right into a conveyor, then went into a dump trailer like Chris at Indian Woodyard does, well, then you have all the debris right there. You have it right there. You can just sort through it easy. My debris is on the ground. And it's a royal pain in the bleeping bleep to dig through to get out the proper size kindling, you know, that would be, you know, match this length. Just isn't worth it. Now, if I had the time to bag it up, sift out the stones, because I have to scoop it up off the ground with a shovel, you know, yeah, if I had a way to easily separate that stuff, yeah, then I could do bags of kindling. So that tackles the question of why I'm not doing the kindling. Of course, it hasn't been said in the comments yet, but I'm sure someone's thinking it. And another thing, another thought. The person that's doing it slow and steady like I am, I'll give you a moment to think about what that means. I'm doing it slow and steady. What does that say about the person that's playing the part of the keyboard warrior? They are not getting the amount of firewood done that even a slowpoke like me can do. In most cases, that's what it is. I'm getting more done by taking my time, working within my limitations. Whatever, you know, same for you. If you have your own limitations, I know many of you do. You know, you have work, you have your own health issues. Some of you might be, you know, I don't know your ages. Some of you could be like 85, 90 years old, and it might take you, you know, might take you a whole weekend just to cut a face cord. You're doing more firewood work than a lot of these keyboard warriors, so keep it up. You know, I'd rather listen to someone that an 85, 90 year old person that's plugging away doing a cutting, splitting and stacking a face cord a week, even if it takes them a month to do it. You know, I'd enjoy listening to them and their stories more than some of these people that are just flying through the wood and they don't have a whole lot of substance to their stories. Because a lot of these videos, I don't watch the videos anymore. Really, well, the work part, I just, you know, skip through it. I go for the stories. So that kind of what got me into doing this type of video today. As doing videos, now that I mentioned it, it's more about sharing the experience in part, and then sharing some of the wisdom you have when you have it. Me, I have very little wisdom, especially if you ask certain people. Those that know my divorce history know what I'm talking about. Yeah, of course that goes both ways. Hey, just do what you can when you can. Now that I think about it, I'm stacking this wrong. I should have did this row first, then the middle row, and then this outside row. Those aren't going to get any sun. I'm doing this backwards. I'll have to fix that as I stack this out. If I can even get it stacked out this far. I keep looking over that way every time you hear a car go on the road behind the wood yard, opposite of the main highway that I don't know if you can hear it that good on camera from here, but I can. I'm waiting to see, oh, customer. Oh, they go by the driveway, I'm like, ah. Yeah, and that brings me to my thoughts on one of my favorite firewood people, one of the favorites across all woodhounds. For those of you new to firewood, don't know what a woodhound is, person that lives, thinks, and breathes, eats, poos firewood, you know, in all forms. They look at trees like, I wonder how much firewood is in there. You know, you look at a forest like, how many tipped over trees? You're looking for the firewood, not the, you know, the nice healthy ones. So like, oh, that one's healthy, don't cut that one down. Which ones are the junk ones? You know, you're always looking for firewood wherever you go. But my favorite woodhound is Ohio Woodburner. Now Joe, let's see, moved. Joe at Ohio Woodburner, he's got a really awesome attitude, persona, whatever you want to call it. He's not one of those, hey, look at me, look how great I am, look how much firewood I could produce. He is not that kind of guy, and that's what makes him so popular and enjoyable. He doesn't brag up how much he does. You can guess about how much he does, but he'll never answer those questions. Because I've asked, like, how much would you do a year? He's never answered it. And now I understand why. He doesn't want to, you know, make other people feel bad. He doesn't want to sound, this is my impressions now. He doesn't want to make people feel bad for not being able to do the work that he does. Well, he's got, you know, an $80,000 processor set up, so, you know, he's worked hard to get to that point. And then add, you know, the tractor and dump trailers and the trucks. He's worked hard. And he has that persona of like, yeah, I got the nice stuff, I worked for it, but he doesn't, you know, shove any of it in your face, you know, for lack of a better description. He just is very humble about it. And he doesn't have the best of trucks either. I'd seen some rust on his truck, but he maintains them. He does a great job. He shares his philosophy behind the business in all of his videos. And that's what I like about his style of videos a lot more than others, because I'll watch every minute of his videos. Sometimes I'll fast forward through all the camera movement and the machinery working, but as you can see, I can't stack straight with the dang, it looks like it's tipping over. Yeah, Joe, he doesn't brag up anything, you know. It's like he just like shares his enjoyment of how good the equipment is. He doesn't say, hey, you know, you get this equipment, this is what you can do. He just shares his enjoyment of it. And that's why I think he's been so successful in Firewood. He's like, he gets to business and then figures out how to make it happen. He makes the sale and then figures out how to make it happen. You know, shoot from the hip, aim later sometimes. That served him pretty well in the beginning. Now he's more methodical. He's, you know, he thinks everything through, and if it doesn't work, he realigns things and, you know, it makes it work. In the end, he does a really good job of analyzing stuff and figuring how to make certain goals and ideas happen. Alright, so time to stack the last few pieces up and get back to work. So till next time, folks, take care, go out there, do something, have fun doing it.